rip this page out so I can have it.
Ain't stopping now.
Welcome to Plot Off the Press. We thought we were ready for the countdown, and then we weren't, and now we are again. So welcome. Hey. If you want to check out the killer shirts that the twins over here are wearing, I'm of course talking about Casey and the ladies.
Yes. Well, I have my tits tucked down. Actually, they're taped.
I tuck them under.
I have on my training bra. Yes.
No, it's called a sports bra.
Oh, is it sports?
Training bras are for like 11-year-olds.
Well,
that sounds about right. I mean, I got my training boxers on, so
no. Sit back down. Sit back.
Oh, sorry. I was about to show everybody my mouse nuts. Anyway, all right.
So this week we're doing something a little different. To put your shoe back on. What's wrong with you?
It's a sandal.
He's out of control already.
Fuck, my bad, guys.
So this week we're doing something a little different. We're doing a versus. We're going to be doing a Christmas Vacation versus Christmas Story. So these very classic movies that everybody has probably watched about 1,000 times. If you haven't watched them, shame on you. Then
you don't have cable, because if you have TNT, you've watched A Christmas Story.
No choice. It makes you watch
it 80 times.
30 days of Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Anyway, the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is a 1989 movie. IMDb does 7.6 out of 10. Pretty high rating for a holiday movie. Christmas Story, however, does blow that out of the water with a 7.9.
A 7.9 is blowing it out of the water, really?
Well, I mean, 7.9 for a Christmas movie? Come on.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was blowing it out of the water compared to Christmas Vacation.
Just
what he said.
Yeah, it's 7.6 and
7.9 for a Christmas movie or Christmas movie, whatever.
But it is 1983 compared to the 1989 Lampoons. Although when I was watching Christmas Story, it felt like I know that it's supposed to be set in like the 50s, 60s era. You know, the
40s.
40s. Okay.
40s.
Yeah. It felt like it was filmed in the 40s.
It felt like it was filmed in the 1840s. Jesus Christ! Like the most exciting thing was a horse walked by. I mean, good Lord!
He had a decoder ring.
Ugh.
God, it was so racist too.
Racist. It's the whitest movie in America. I think it's
black person or anyone of any color other than white.
All right. First off,
there were two black people and they were killed by the BB gun.
No, they weren't.
That was the Indians.
But, I know that's what. But no, it is the whitest movie in America. A Christmas Story. There is some black people because they're from Indiana and they're around a trash fire can. Singing like swing low. It's like, oh, good Lord. There is a black girl in his class. Other than that, no black person has a line in the movie.
I thought they were, just listen really quickly. I thought there were two black people. He did have the BB gun. It's like when they were wearing the prison outfit.
So now we're discussing how many black people are in the movie. That's how white the movie is.
True.
It's okay. Here's how white start. Yes, exactly. Here's how white the movie was. It's like the comic strip Family Circus came to life in a glass of milk direct to the movie, and a bunch of Keebler Elves crackers were in the movie. That's how white the fucking movie is. Not that Christmas Vacation is much less white than that, because I don't think there's a black person. I don't recall if there's a black person in that movie at all. But
the cops at the end.
Oh, that's right. Mr. If I had a rubber hose. But, so we usually start out the movie with the ratings. So Christmas Story is a 7.9, way too much. 4.75, because it's so fucking boring. And Christmas Vacation, because it's fucking hilarious, 7.6, 8.7.
8 points. Wow, Jesus.
It moves right along, especially when you get it. The movie is about an hour and 50 minutes long. Once you get to the last 45 minutes of the movie, which it moves right along.
I will say this.
45 minutes of the movie is hilarious.
Christmas Vacation is mercifully shorter than Christmas Story. Christmas Story is over 2 hours long. That's too much.
Mm-hmm.
It is over 2 hours long? I thought it was like an hour and a half.
Nah, Christmas Story is.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it felt like a million fucking years every time I've ever watched it.
I mean,
But-
it says an hour and 33 minutes, but it feels like
No,
7.
33 minutes. Because again, it's Family Circus. It's the Peanuts without it being funny to me. Come to life.
Oh, shucks, Mom.
Oh, exactly. But yet, occasionally there's the word smartass in there, and he goes, "Oh, flip," like
Fudge.
fudge.
Yeah.
Woman talk.
So Casey, what do you think about it? I mean, are they overrated?
A little bit, but
Both of them.
I always enjoy Christmas Vacation. It's funny for me. It's funny the whole way through. It's not just like a couple bits are funny, and it's classic. It's funny. It's good cast. It's one of these movies you can watch over and over. I would watch it with commercials. How about that?
Ooh.
You know what? I agree with that.
Please.
Yeah. I give Christmas Vacation a solid 8.
All right.
On the other hand, Christmas Story, like we were just talking about, it's boring. It's a little dumb. And like a BB gun doesn't really do shit anyway. Like I don't even know if you could kill a squirrel with one.
It's the 40s also, so they're lucky to be get a potato for fucking Christmas. So a BB gun is way cooler than a potato gun.
And also, fun fact: I had a BB gun when I was a kid. It doesn't do anything. I couldn't even kill a frog with it.
But also, she was born in the 40s.
No.
That's like 20 or 30 years after you.
Right?
Exactly.
Don't we look amazing?
Yep. I got a pony for Christmas one time, and then we had to kill and eat it for Thanksgiving.
Stop it. So anyway, I gave
the next year, of course.
This is my turn. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I rated it 6.5 because, it is a classic. If you haven't seen it, I don't think you're alive. It's just, you have to have seen this movie. Right?
No, I agreed. And like we were saying earlier, it's on TBS and TNT. Literally, I remember one year it was 30 Days of Christmas, and they had at least 3 times of that movie being played every day.
Well, and and it's still to this day, it's still quoted and stuff like that. So
hold on. You're saying it's just because you're giving it a little bit more because it's a classic. That's rating monuments, the Washington Monument's been around since the 1800s. I give it a 4.5 on monuments.
I didn't say shit about your scores.
I know that, but still, that doesn't make you kind of jumped it up a little bit more just because.
Well, I'm going to say shit about his scores. A 4.75 is too low, sir. However, it's not terribly far off.
What'd you do, Taylor?
I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Oh my god! Yeah, thank you. Okay, so
hold on, and I'll give Christmas Vacation an 8.5. So I've got a little bit of story here for both of these. So I had Christmas Vacation we had on VHS tape. So I've watched it a bunch of times. For some reason, when I was a kid, Christmas Story, before it was overplayed on all the television stations, I was hooked on it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Listen to him narrate, go through a kid's life and wanting the BB gun and all this stuff, and the guy getting his tongue stuck on the pole. Now that I watch it as an adult, I made this realization. Christmas Vacation is an adult Christmas movie because you're watching a guy go through what is essentially hell because he has to deal with 4 sets of families and all this bullshit. Although everybody puts that on themselves for Christmas anyway. But Christmas Story is the exact opposite. It is a true blue kids movie. It's told from a kid's point of view. So when you grow up, it's not really gonna meld with the way you think anymore. Yes, the dumbass in the corner.
Oh, me. No, I was waiting. I was trying to wait till you were done. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I'm done.
So, okay, no. So I'm with you on that. And also, it's a John. Most people don't know it's a John Hughes movie. It's written by John Hughes. So going back to our '80s Ferris Bueller Day Off and all that stuff, and so that's what one of the reasons is the movie's so good is because it's a John Hughes movie. say another movie like Uncle Buck, which is also,
I love that movie.
which is also a Christmas
Planes,
no?
Trains, and Automobiles, Breakfast Club. Yes, I agree.
So
I really enjoy Uncle Buck. If that's on TV, I'm watching it. I love it.
But here's the deal.
Oh.
I'm with you on it's narrated by a kid, and the other one is more for adults. But I mean, it's not that much more for adults because I mean, there's still kids in it, and
I mean, there's goofy stuff, but it's much more from an adult point of view.
yes. Whereas the Christmas Story. Okay, so I don't want to bitch too much about it, but hey, if you don't think Christmas Vacation at least a 7.6 isn't a good rating, go fuck yourself. And if you think A Christmas Story is a 7.9, you need to get out more. I don't know how else to tell you. So, all right, so continue on, Taylor.
Oh yes. So let's talk about a couple things. So I want to kind of play this off. What of our favorite scenes, and it can be from either movie. And actually, here I kind of want to call out like least favorite scene too. So maybe a favorite scene of the two and a least favorite. And I'll do one. Like for me, I love Clark's rant when he gets the telegram saying he's got a jelly of the month, and he gets to the end of it, he's like, "Damn, where's the Tylenol?"
Holy shit! Hallelujah! Where's the Tylenol?
And then he goes straight for the eggnog and is just like fucking chugging it.
Hey!
And I'm like, I feel you.
Brainless, dickless, hopeless. I mean, that is
Yeah, that's good.
great.
I actually have the same scene.
So for favorite?
For favorite, yeah. I love it.
How could you not like that scene? I mean, Chevy Chase is a very hard person to work with, apparently. But that's one of those scenes that's just purely him, and it's perfect.
Yeah. And then I want to piggyback also on that a little bit. So I have that as my favorite scene, but then also right after that scene, leading into Cousin Eddie showing up with the boss with a fucking bow on and everything. It just all plays in together, and it's just hilarious.
And again, y'all are also fitting into the narrative that I was trying to say is the last 45 minutes of the movie. It's just constantly.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, I mean, again, there's some stuff.
The squirrel face, the tree burning up, the shitter's full, the gas in the gas.
You got the cat.
Fix the mildews.
You got the cat that gets electrocuted.
Spit all 9 lives. You just spit them all. That's Bert. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I mean,
shopping with Eddie, where he gets probably like 400 pounds of dog food.
Yeah, and light bulbs and eggs in between there. I mean, that is just it's so good. But I don't know. Okay, so we're doing favorite scenes on both these. Give me just a second on that, just because I will say A Christmas Story, one of my more favorite scenes, if not my favorite scene in the movie. It's not the flagpole, even though that's probably the most iconic. The sticking the tongue to the flagpole.
And because people still do that dumb shit.
I know. But I think in A Christmas Story, my favorite scene is Santa Claus, but how everybody between the two elves and Santa Claus, how shitty they are. That's what makes it so much fun. Come on, kid. We ain't got all night. The store's closing up. Let's go. What do you want? Ho, 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 ho.
It's like the kitchen staff at the end of the night. They're like, we're closing the kitchen.
Yep. Do you want a cheeseburger or not? Let's go. Come on. Tell me how you want it cooked.
It's funny that you said that because I had as my favorite character the Santa on Christmas Story, and I even wrote, I was like, he's such an asshole, and I love it.
Yeah, that's where because I still think the best scene is the flagpole, just because that's how it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen A Christmas Story 1,000 times. So
the other thing I do like, he helps his dad with the spare tire. Whatever, it's boring. Yep. But they talk about the cuss word that he says, and then they come in the car. He tells his wife. She freaks out, puts soap in his mouth. But my favorite part of the whole thing is when he gives up one of his friends, and she
His mom just goes, ah! And you can just hear
her beating the shit out of this kid in the background.
Well, okay, so with Christmas Vacation, I love the opening with the cartoon. I'm sorry. I saw this in the theater. I think it was 9 or 10. I love this movie.
Of course you did, you old ass.
Shut up, old ass. But I'm going to go with one of the things that I find very funny. I'll give you 2. I laughed my ass off with the sled ride where it's just where it's like a rocket.
Yeah.
Which the scene doesn't take that long, but I laugh. I mean, like, ha ha. My father even told me in theaters, like, you need to calm down. I was like, ha ha. But
I can't believe your dad took you to a movie.
He took me to go see Christmas Vacation, and he took me to go see Ghostbusters 2. And other than that, I can't ever remembering my father teaching me anything. Nothing against that. Yeah. So Ghostbusters 2, where they slime the inside of the Statue of Liberty, but the Christmas lights, all of it, every bit of the Christmas lights. Russ, there's a giant knot in the balls this big, 22,000 twinkle lights. Randy Quaid showing up. It doesn't work. Joy to the world. All of that is Americana at its best, right there.
And it's hilarious.
So
I will say. So talking about things I don't like, there are a couple of goofy scenes in Vacation that kind of just annoy me. But story really takes the cake for me because he does these weird fantasy scenes, like the one you were talking about where he's got the BB gun and the parents are hiding under the table, or he's waiting for his teacher to read his report like it's going to be the best thing ever written. Like
A plus.
My least favorite scene, Christmas Story, and it was just so cringy, was when they go to the Asian restaurant.
Oh, the super racist scene?
Yeah, I was like, I'm just watching it, just going like, oh my gosh, this is
1983,
cringing.
Not 1956 when it's Breakfast at Tiffany's. But continue, Taylor. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you. I agree. I forgot about the that is something. I will say my own family has a bad habit of repeating that, and that is one of those things that's being said forever now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the lights, whether they stepped on, I think one of my two favorite things comes out of that is that when he goes, Clark, the little lights are twinkling. He said, "Thank you, Art. Appreciate you for noticing." And the other thing is Eddie, what the hell are you doing here?
Eddie's like, we'll be here for the whole month.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a little bit later. He's like, Clark, don't get too attached to that RV. When we leave here next month, but yeah, snots, roll over, and then her eyes aren't crossed anymore. Dangerous thing. Falls in a well, eyes go across. She gets kicked by a mule, they go back to normal. Hell, who knows? That's good stuff right there. I don't care.
First off, the cousin Eddie is just one of the best characters in existence, just because of the interactions with him. Like he asks, "You surprised, Clark?" I wouldn't be if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn.
Wouldn't be more surprised than him now.
One of my favorite parts with Cousin Eddie is when they're all sitting around talking about Santa or whatever, and Clark's going, "Yeah, I just saw a pilot just told me or whatever about Santa's on his way from New York City." And
a pilot out of Chicago. Yeah. Clark, you serious, Clark?
And Eddie stops eating, looks at him. He's like, "Clark, you serious?"
Clark,
it's just like, it's so funny.
And don't get me wrong, even shitter's full. That's funny, but again, that movie right there, it takes a little bit going, and really once after the lights, there's just a little bit more, and then everything is fucking funny. Especially when the grandparents show up. She grabs up her damn cat. There's a Jello mold. The dog's been drinking out of a tree. It catches on fire. He just coughed up a bone. He just nosing through the trash. Fucking, it just goes on and on and on.
Like things that you notice later, like just something little that's so funny is at the end, the tree's all burned up and they're trying to like put shit on it or whatever. And the lingerie that he bought, he puts it on the tree as like an ornament. He's like, oh, fuck this. Yeah. Like, I mean, just stuff like that it's just a little something, but it's still funny.
And I think that's why... I think that's why everybody not everybody, but that's why I love Vacation, is because it really does feel like, outside of some of the goofy stuff, this really is like how it is when Christmas happens, right?
No, it's all over the top goofy stuff. I mean, not even that. I mean, but it's the same thing as that every character that's in this movie is somebody that if you don't identify out of all of them, there's somebody in there that you know of, that you have in your family, but it's amplified. It's not like, like, oh, fucking cousin Stupid Nuts comes in, and it's just like, but in this movie, they're all a 10. They're not, there's no 7s or anything like that. They're all 100%.
They're the crazy. They're the ultimate imposers too. That's what's really funny to watch Clark's reaction to these people. Like, just every little inch that they can take from him, they take.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and none of them give a shit about it, which is fine. I mean, like, again, we have those family members, but with A Christmas Story, it's just like, all right, so yeah, there's a bully. But it's
just their little family together. They don't have grandparents over and aunts and uncles, and
that's what I kind of compared it to a comic book strip, because a lot of times A Christmas Story feels to me like a Looney Tune cartoon came together without being funny, or like it's kind of humorous, but it's not over the top. It's just kind of like, okay, well, I could see that happening or whatever. It's like the movie A Perfect Storm.
There's a question. There's a question to be asked there. Then, is Christmas Story a comedy?
Yes, because it does have fun stuff. But what I was about to say is that it's like the movie A Perfect Storm with George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg came on not too long ago, and I was watching it. But in that movie, it's a perfect storm. So there's the storm is a 10. Whereas A Christmas Story, the storm is about a 3.5. Like, it's just like, the wind kick it up a little bit.
I thought you were about to shit talk Perfect Storm. We were going to have a moment.
Well, then we can do that for another time. It's not a bad movie, and everyone's great at it, but yeah, it's like how that just like kills everybody. Whereas Christmas Story is just like, okay, well, it got riled up for a minute, I guess. Yeah. Well, Casey broke her glasses, and then
womp womp,
and the movie kept going on. Like, okay, Jesus.
I do like how the mom messes the kid up where he can't move.
Okay, well, that's fun. That is very fun. Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, so let's talk about characters and cast. I don't think a lot of people really flip out or stick out in either one of these. Obviously, to me, Clark's my favorite. Just from him being there, really. National Lampoons, I did forget that Johnny Galecki is in there.
Big Bang Theory, and also Roseanne. Yes,
Roseanne is where I would call him from, not Big Bang. Yeah.
I didn't like the Big Bang Theory.
Not really.
I didn't watch the Big Bang Theory. Excuse me. Nothing against it.
I did a recast just for fun.
Ooh.
Oh, I'd recast fucking everybody.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay. So I love everybody in this movie, as we know.
Which one are we doing first?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, well, okay.
All right, so for Cousin Eddie, which I love, but what about Bill Murray for Cousin Eddie? I think that would be perfect. And then for Clark, Steve Martin. I think it totally worked. Yeah. Did you write that down? Shut the fuck up. Huh. We were sitting on separate ends doing our notes.
I do have a couple other ideas.
Steve Martin could totally do it.
Well, Steve Martin can totally do Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know about.
I love Bill Murray.
I don't know about
Right.
Bill Murray doing that one.
Oh, he could be a total fucking idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he could, but you could tell it's like super fake.
Okay, so
He would probably do it more like sarcastic, which could still be funny.
it all depends. I don't think Bill wouldn't do this movie with Chevy Chase because
Nobody likes Chevy Chase.
no one likes Chevy Chase. But some people can get along with Chevy Chase, and so
That's why I have Steve Martin.
Dan Aykroyd is I
Okay.
put down because he's right about the age. Also, Randy Quaid, which would be good. But what I think that would have been the perfect, absolute perfect, but he was dead by then, would be John Belushi. Could have come in and
I
then
was just
Randy
thinking
Quaid.
either Belushi or what's his name? Chris Farley.
Well, they're the same person because Farley wanted to be John Belushi, not Jim Belushi. John Belushi.
But
Because
Chris
John-
Farley would have been too young, right?
He'd have been too young. He wouldn't be able. So yeah, and again, I think they all could have done it because they all have very good range. And again, with your Chevy Chase with the Steve Martin, I'm going a little goofy with it. Maybe not goofy. I don't know. Dustin Hoffman could have done that. He could have been Chevy Chase because he could be silly enough. He'd have been maybe a little too Rain Man-y, but he could also yell and scream and, like, of course, but again, that's, up to.
But you also had Steve Martin.
Yeah, again, and Steve Martin is right there. Now,
What do we think about what do we think about Michael Douglas? Think like
Maybe.
Give me a second to think it. Let me soak that in for a second. Hold
I
on.
know it's
I mean,
weird, right? But I was thinking like he has the great rants and stuff and falling down, right?
Yeah. No.
But also he's in a spy movie, and I can't ever remember the In-Laws or something like that.
Yes.
But the remake of the In-Laws,
Yeah,
right?
it's so funny though. He's like a super agent, but
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've
I
seen
can't
it.
ever remember the name of that movie.
It is called the In-Laws, and the original one is what's his fucking name? Give me a
No
second
idea.
on that. Damn it. All right, In-Laws. Real quick, I could recast Beverly D'Angelo, even though I don't want to. Madeline Kahn, I think, would have been too old, and I think she'd been too over the top. I think Diane Keaton would have been pretty good, but I would like to see Terry Garr do Beverly D'Angelo. You know who Terry Garr is?
No.
I think she's in.
I'm looking her up.
I want to say that. Oh God, how do y'all not know who fucking Terry Garr is? She's in Schitt's Creek, I believe. Is that not her?
No, that's not the Schitt's Creek lady.
Well, Terry Garr would have been beautiful.
She's in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah. She's in a bunch of stuff, but I'm just saying, like, Terry Garr could have totally done all that.
I gotta be
Oh,
honest.
why didn't you say Mr. Mom? Come on, we all know that one.
It's Alan Arkin. Yes, and Mr. Bomb. Oh, Michael Keaton. Hey, all right, you know what? I didn't even think about this. I think Michael Keaton could have done that. Could have done Chevy Chase.
Oh yeah,
How much fun would have been?
because he's done
with the
a movie kind of similar, like
80 movie that Michael Keaton's in. Fucking Beetlejuice. Come on, man. Let's get nuts. Let's rock this Christmas tree. We need a coffin. I mean,
All right, okay.
tree. Damn. And Taylor, you recast anybody? I also have a recast for the other movie also, but anything
I
for you?
didn't really have any for the other one. It's too. Make me honest. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think Christmas Story might be the oldest movie we've ever done.
Ooh, it's close.
It's close. If it's not.
I don't think my folder goes.
yeah, we gotta get a new notebook.
No, hold on. Mean Girls was done in the 40s, wasn't it?
Oh hush.
No, that's. Oh, I got a different Mean Girls here. Hold on.
Girls have been mean for a long time.
Okay, so the 1800s. Well, I know, no.
Sometimes we have to be bad.
No. Braveheart was in 12-15, I think. So we did Braveheart. No, Gladiator was older than that.
Oh my God! Shut up.
I can do this for fucking another hour.
I know it's bad. Please stop.
I'm sad. Okay, fine.
I said bad.
How sad
applies too. I don't really have any other changes out. I really loved Julia Louis-Dreyfus and the Neighbors. It's just fun to watch them suffer.
Yes, it does.
I didn't realize it was Sam McMurray was the husband.
Who's that?
He just looks like a totally different person.
No, Marcia.
It's Margot.
Margot. He is in. If you saw him, you'd recognize him. He's a very big TV guy.
Oh, just random because we were talking about Michael Keaton, so I looked him up just to. Anyway, I mean, I know who he is, obviously. But did you know that's not his real name? His real name is Michael Douglas, but he changed it because there was already Michael Douglas in film.
I remember saying this on some movie we've done already.
Do you know what David Bowie's real name was?
Dave Bohemian.
Davey what?
No idea.
David Bowie's real name is Davy Jones from the Monkees, and that's why he's David Bowie.
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Anyway.
Well, okay. Oh, that was interesting. Never mind then. Fuck all y'all.
All right, one up.
It's one at the same level. We're like One Direction right now.
Carter, let's hear who are you changing out for Christmas Story?
Oh, well, I'm gonna change out Ralphie. So
you're putting in the Sixth Sense kid, right?
No, he's too young. He's an embryo at the time. No, I'd put in Sean Austin from the Goonies.
You mean Samwise Gamgee?
Samwise Gamgee could have done it because I believe they were both born in 1971, if I'm not mistaken. And also born in 1971 is Noah Hathaway, who is Atreyu from the Neverending Story.
Atreyu!
I think either one of those kids would have been a welcome addition to A Christmas Story. After that, I mean, fuck everything. I mean, the only thing I could think of that would be fun, even though he wasn't old enough, though, the dad who went on to be Billy Madison's dad from the movie Billy Madison, who's also the dad in A Christmas Story, I would have liked to traded him out for Red from that 70s show, but Red's not old enough. The dad from that 70s show, how much fun would he have been? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you heard me. I apologize.
Yeah, do better.
Well, I'll stop talking then.
I do love how everyone picks out Sean Austin from different places. He is most certainly and will forever be Samwise Gamgee.
No, this is the Goonies.
No. The Goonies don't exist anymore. In his
either that or he's Speedo Torpedo from
51st Dates.
There you go. No. He's not Speedo Torpedo from 54 States. He's Speedo Torpedo from Click. Yep. Bed Bath & Beyond.
Also a good movie.
No. Terrible movie.
Aww.
It's fun at times, but the movie itself is fucking terrible.
Anyway.
What? 51st Dates is a good movie.
That's not what y'all were just talking about. Y'all were talking about Click.
We can talk about anything we fucking want to right now. We're at the fucking table, aren't we?
I'm just saying you're talking about something different.
Anyway, so let's jump into some comments and quotes and stuff. We've kind of been reminiscing, going back and forth on these. I'll kind of kick off. I Christmas Story, I loved it as a kid. I always loved when it was coming on. It always felt like it made it Christmas time when the movie's on. When I got older and it got played 24/7 for months at a time, it got old. But then I discovered Christmas Vacation, which was kind of like, a totally different type of Christmas movie. But now, this is the first time I rewatched it a few days ago for this. I probably haven't seen it in maybe in maybe like 10 years. It's been probably 10 years since I've watched it, and I forgot how much I really enjoy this movie. So I would definitely say Christmas Vacation beats out Christmas Story 100%.
Yes.
And you have to watch both, unfortunately, because they're both pop culture at this point. But definitely Christmas Vacation is the rewatchable one with commercials.
100%.
All right, so I win, and it wasn't this. I'm kidding, and it wasn't. I didn't post that. No, I was hoping that everyone would say that. Okay, so I know I've kind of shit on A Christmas Story the whole time, and I mean it's not the whitest movie ever. I mean the whitest movie ever was Birth of a Nation or Song of the South, but whatever. But there is A Christmas Story. I will say there's a couple things about A Christmas Story that will always remind me of, growing up in the 40s. So y'all are happy about that. Is that I do love, and kids don't. I talk to people that have kids. They don't really, get into it as much. We woke up at the crack of dawn before the roosters did on Christmas morning to go downstairs, not downstairs, but to go see what Santa had brought us. And I never really realized it, but both my parents, when I was young, they'd been up all fucking night long putting together a bicycle or a Castle Grayskull or whatever. And it's 6:15 in the morning, just kids, I just had an espresso enema. I mean, crazy bouncing off the walls, and then going, yeah. And then the lunchtime, not even then, 10 o'clock breakfast lull of what? I didn't realize that, and that's one of those things that, yes, that is true that happened to me when I was younger. Is that Christmas morning? Run around. Oh, look, a Zeppelin. I didn't get a Zeppelin, but whatever. It was just fucking awesome. And then a couple other things that this movie did is that it didn't really show it, but how other adults can just tell you what to do, and then you had to do it. There wasn't any kind of query to it. Parenting was it was blanketed. If you were a child, you had no say in doing whatever. You'll shoot your eye out, or you just did it.
That's not like it is now.
Hell no, it's the same way. The kids at at Santa Claus, the elves, they're pushing them down with their foot down the slide and rah.
That wouldn't fly these days.
Hell no, it'd be he put his foot on your face. I'm talking to the manager. I mean, it just. But I do like both these movies. I don't get, though, how somehow this movie came out in the early 80s, and I was young then, and I don't recall ever seeing this movie until I was 14 or 15, and I think it came on regular television. And then all of a sudden it just became this crazy cult classic. So I don't know. It's a good movie. It doesn't compare to me to Christmas Vacation, which we're trying to do the two Christmas Vacation rules. But how everyone thinks this is such a great Christmas movie, it's not.
I think maybe it's because it's just on in the background a lot, and so you don't really pay attention to it that much, and you're like, yeah, it's good, whatever.
I mean, it's not offensive in any way, shape, or form, but it's so...
Did you say Christmas Story isn't offensive?
Yes,
it is.
Christmas Story is not offensive if you don't read into it, but I mean, it's super vanilla. I mean, it is... It could be offensive if you want it to be, because...
There's a lot of offensive things.
There's a lot of offensive things. So are we going to get into that?
No, not at all.
All right, then.
Casey, how do you feel?
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to change the subject.
Oh, okay.
You know what he's doing.
Shut up.
Taylor, I don't know what he's doing a lot of times. Well, I agree with both of you. Shocker. Christmas Vacation is definitely the better movie of the two. But I did have a couple of things that I wrote down about Christmas Story, kind of like comments like, what the fuck? So I don't know if anyone else noticed. In the beginning, they're eating breakfast. He's eating eggs with a spoon. Why? Who the fuck does that?
Well, in the 40s, not everyone was given a fork. Okay, you had to get past
crazy. Sometimes you just have a fucking spoon. Okay, like
no, you had to survive.
Let me meld my fat ass mind into this. You know why you have a spoon eating eggs? Sometimes you get little crumbs of eggs down there, and you can't get them with a goddamn fork. So you're like, damn, I have to get a spoon, and because I want every bit of egg off that plate.
So what you're telling me is you start out eating eggs with a fork, like a normal person.
Yeah. And then you get greedy because you can't get eggs.
Once you get past smallpox.
Sir, it's my turn.
Yes, ma'am.
And I didn't understand the Wizard of Oz at Christmas. Why was like the whole cast of Wizard of Oz at the mall?
Because they don't have any other references. It's
like
the
that
40s. That's it.
Weird.
What else do they have?
They're going to see Santa and like fucking Wizard of Oz.
Well, you could never want to be a Clarence from This Wonderful Fucking Life.
Anyway. And then, of course, my quote for that movie is, it's got to be, you'll shoot your eye out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody still says it. Whatever. Christmas Vacation, amazing. If you haven't seen it, don't know who you are. But my quotes for that one, obviously, shitter's full. But then, and I kind of forgot about this when I was looking at it. I was like, this is really funny. When the neighbor, like, hey, Griswold, where you think you're going to put a tree that big?
How dare you talk to me like that way?
Stop.
I was doing that other part for you.
No.
How dare you talk to me that way?
That's not how it goes. That's not the way it goes.
It says.
No. He says, bend over and I'll show you. And then he says, you got a lot of nerve talking to me that way. He's like, I wasn't talking to you. And it's like,
excuse me. I got ahead of myself. I apologize.
Yeah. Let me have my moment.
Well, you know what? You
do better. Do better.
I try to do better. And
so that's all I got.
I can't.
Merry Christmas.
So thank you everybody for joining us for our inaugural Christmas Plot Off the Press show. I hope you enjoyed this format. We'll try to do some more like this here in the future. But you know, everybody likes Christmas Vacation, so you know, fuck you, Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Join us next time.
It is to have the Grinch Stole Christmas, so fuck yourselves.
Join us next time. It's going to be a little while. We've got the holidays coming up, so we may take a break. If you are really that addicted to our show, there's at least 50 hours that you could go watch. Check us out on YouTube, Plot Off the Press. Check us out on the gram, plot.off.press, no dot at the end.
Correct.
And then also on Spotify, Plot Off the Press. So please leave comments and likes. But until next time, have a happy holidays.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
I'll stop it.